Hello, everybody. My name is Professor Ken, and I'm your professor for STEM for Early Childhood Education. This video is the instructional video for January 23rd. It will teach you everything you need to know for this week. I apologize that I can't be with you in person, but you'll see in an announcement why I cannot be. So the first thing I want to do with you, this is going to be a lengthy video, and it would make sense for you to pause it quite often to take some notes. The first thing I'm going to do is show you our Blackboard class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I am recording my Zoom meeting. I'm in Zoom right now, and you're going to be expected to do the same thing. So one of the other things I like to do is to stop the video while I'm recording, so this way my little face disappears. Some people like this. Sometimes I'll keep it depending on what for, but in this case, it will only get in the way. All right, so this course is EDU 526, Section 01, Spring 2023. And when we click on home, here is our home page. There's a syllabus, and don't worry about the other stuff. Now, what do you need to know from the syllabus? Well, basically a few things. Number one, the class doesn't meet that often, so please never skip my class. I understand that life gets in the way. Actually, this might be a good time to stop the share so you can see me. Okay, basically, there's 5 keys to success. Number one, never skip the class. There aren't that many classes. They don't last for that long, and I need you to be there. I work very hard to plan them, so please never skip a class. I understand that you may get sick or life may get in the way. So if that happens, you need to contact me ahead of time to let me know that you can't be there, and I will excuse you. Number two, sit as close to the front as you can. That shows that you're interested. Number three, be on time. Do not be 1 minute late. Number four, stay off your device in class unless we're using the device. You need to bring a charged laptop or tablet to each and every class. I don't want you texting, going on social media, things like that. It's distracting to you. It gets in the way of your learning, and it will cause you to not learn what you need to learn. And the fifth thing is all assignments need to be done on time. I do not accept late assignments. If you see me about if life gets in the way and you need to hand in an assignment late, you talk to me about it ahead of time, and I will give you that extension. That's not going to happen for every assignment. It may happen one time, possibly two, but probably no more than that. Here's why. Because in order for us to learn education, STEM, etc., there's 3 parts to the instruction. The first part is modeling, and that's where I teach you new facts, new skills, new theories, things like that. Then there's guided practice, where we take these new facts, skills, and theories, and we apply them. You show me that you can use them and have learned them. And then finally, you really need to make that knowledge yours, and you do that with independent practice. And that's where the homework assignments come in. The homework assignments are the opportunity for you to practice independently to learn what needs to be learned. If you don't do them in a timely fashion, you won't be able to build upon prior knowledge as the course sequences through. So for those reasons, homework needs to be done on time and will not be accepted late unless there is a very necessary circumstance. Okay, let me go back to sharing my screen, back to the course. All right, now, if there's inclement weather and we have to meet online, we will meet in my Zoom room. Here's the link to that. We have core standards right here. There's the Common Core standards. Well, there's the math practice standards. There's an explanation for the Common Core standards, and these are the content standards for the Common Core standards of math. Actually, I probably want those on top. All right, there's graph paper, information about how to build a unit. We're not going to build a unit in this class, but it's nice for you to know what's involved in a STEM unit. Performance task ideas, links to national standards. So we will be using the next generation science standards, the Connecticut Early Childhood Learning Standards, which are also called the ELDS, and the Common Core math standards. And this is another link for and part of the math course standards are the practice standards. That's one subset. And this explains what those practice standards are all about. But the most important thing for you to do is to click on each week. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. So for January 20, now, if you need to take a bathroom break, this might be a good time to pause because we're going to get into some meat and potatoes. All right. So for this week, since I can't be here for you, I've made some instructional videos. Obviously, this video is not in the folder yet, but it will be. So we use two software packages in this class. One is called Gizmos, one is called Desmos. Here's a video I made to teach you how to enroll and set up your accounts for Gizmos and Desmos. In order to, you're also going to be making instructional videos in this class. I think a great way to do it is on Zoom. That's what I do. And if you're going to make instructional videos on Zoom, you need to know how to manage those instructional videos and where to put them. So this video here will show you how to do that. And then actually, you should probably watch using Zoom to make a video using your computer desktop. We're going to be doing that a few times during this course. It's a great skill to have. If you're going to be an outstanding STEM teacher, you need to be great at digital video production. So I can't allow you to go into the workplace to go get a job unless you are an outstanding STEM teacher. So you need to show that you are proficient at digital video production, and you're going to have your first go at it this week. All right, going back to January 23rd. So there'll be one more video that I'll put in, the one that I'm recording right now. Every week you'll have something to read. So here's the reading for this week. You just click on it, it'll take you there. Now, you do need to create an instructional video this week, and that's what this folder is all about. So using Zoom to make a video using your computer desktop, you may need to watch that a few times, stop off and take notes. Now, what's the video going to be? Well, you're going to go to the Common Core Math Standards and pick a standard from grades K or 1. You're going to think about how you would teach the standard to students in that grade. All right, that may require some research. Then you're going to go ahead and make an instructional video in Zoom. But if you have another platform that you like better, like Screencastify or Loom, that's fine, as long as it records your face and your desktop like I'm doing right now. So you'll research the standard and how it should be taught. That will be done behind the scenes, not in the video. Then in the video, you're going to introduce yourself and your video and your standard. That's worth 10 points. You're going to explain how you would teach that standard to children in that grade. That's worth 20 points. Then you're going to demonstrate it. And you may need to use websites. That's why you need to be able to share your desktop, worksheets that you make or find, virtual manipulatives to demonstrate how you would teach it, etc. And also you need to include how you'll know that students have learned the standard. And that part is worth 30 points. Then finally, in a previous video, it says managing your instructional videos. If you have a Google account, then you also have a YouTube account. It comes with your Google account. You should really use your YouTube account to store the instructional videos. So you can store them and it gives you links and you'll submit the link and that's how I'll grade your video. Now, after the course, if you don't want your video up there in YouTube, you can delete it out. And here are the Common Core Math Standards right here. They're in a few places in this course, but if we look right here, we'll see that here they are, and it might be better off to download them. So I'll hit save, and it's opening them up. Okay, here's the Common Core Standards. Here's the table of contents. Kindergarten's on page 9. So here's an introduction to the kindergarten standards. Here's the overview, and here are the standards themselves. So suppose you wanted to pick standard K.CC2. That would be count forward beginning from a given number with the known sequence. So instead of beginning at 1, you might want to begin at 13 and end at 25, something like that. But here are all the kindergarten standards. And after that, obviously, are the first grade standards. So you're going to pick one of those and follow that video, the directions for making that video. And again, you should do some research and plan it out before you start recording yourself. It's your first go at it, so I don't expect perfection, but I do expect quality and 100% effort. All right, this might be a good time to take a pause. All right, so I'm going back to the course again, January 23rd. And I said before, we will be using 2 software packages. I think I said it already, Gizmos and Desmos. So if we click here, how do you enroll? Well, for one thing, you need to know your Desmos code. So if I open that, It opens it up in Word. And I have 6 classes that are using Gizmos this semester. You are STEM for early child education. So here is your Desmo code. And this link gives you a video on how to enroll in Desmos. Let me close that one down. And also, this is a document that gives you a step-by-step procedure on how to enroll in Gizmos and how to enroll in Desmos. So first is enrolling in your Gizmos. You go to this website, you click on logins, you select Gizmos, you select my, etc. Okay, you can follow that along. And then after you set up your Gizmos account, you have to set up your Desmos account, which is a lot easier. And here are the 3 steps for doing that. So that's something that you are expected to do before the January 30th class. And don't look ahead, because during the week after I teach, I reflect, I say, what needs to be modified and adjusted. So please don't look ahead, because I do make changes. Okay. Back to January 23rd. All right. Next, we're going to talk about wonderful inventions. And I have a couple that I would like to show you. Look at these things right here. Now, let me go back to that picture. Okay. If you have a Keurig machine or a coffee maker that uses pods, and you buy the disposable pods, that's really bad for the environment. They're also very expensive. You may be paying over $1 a pod. But if we have reusable pods, you could just buy a big canister of coffee and scoop the coffee grounds into the pod, put the pod into the Keurig machine, and make your cup of coffee. Then when you're done, you just take the pod out of the Keurig, wash it out, and you're ready to go again. And look how cheap they are. You can get 3 of them for $3.78. That's a bargain. So this is what I would call an excellent invention, the reusable K-Cup. There's another excellent invention I want to show you. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I have a stove that fits into my kitchen, and it rubs up against the kitchen counter. And there's a tiny little gap between the stove and the kitchen counter. And when I'm frying or boiling, crap can fall in that hole, and God only knows where it goes and what happens. But I would imagine it's a wonderful breeding ground for cockroaches, ants, mold, mildew, and all kinds of crap like that. But with this great invention, this is a rubber thing, and it fits in that tiny little gap, and it covers it up. Let's see. So there's, if you see, it magnifies it on the right. So you just lay it into the gap, cut it down, and it shows you how to use it. And this link is in the video. It's dishwasher safe, and it's a wonderful, wonderful invention, because it keeps your house clean and roach free. And that is always a good thing. All right, so let's go back to Blackboard. So those 2 are wonderful inventions. Now, this is, whenever you see this little icon with the little thing folded down in the lines, that means it's an assignment. It used to have it's very, very similar to when you put a document into Blackboard, which I don't like. We used to have a different icon, but there's nothing I can do about it. So here's another assignment on top of your video assignment. The reusable coffee pod and the gap filler for the stove are wonderful inventions. We talked about why in this class, and really just in this video we just did. So you're going to write about a simple, wonderful invention that you know or think should be invented. You're going to write about why is it wonderful. The invention should not cost more than $100, but the less is better. So in about half to 3, my dog's barking, sorry about that. In about half to 3/4 of a page, I hope I don't have to stop to tell her to be quiet. Hey, sorry about that. All right, so in half, 3/4 of the page, you can describe what your invention is, why it's wonderful, and I'm really looking forward to hearing what you will do about that. Hopefully this dog will stop working. I really apologize for that. Okay, what else is there in January 23rd? There's Greg Tang puzzle. Now, Greg Tang is one of the leading proponents of Singapore math in this country. So he has a great website with wonderful, wonderful resources. So if we click here, oh, it didn't work. Anyway, maybe if I click here, that didn't, no, that just brought to the assignment. All right, I have to fix that. If I can't fix it, I'll just delete it, but they're there, so I will get them to you. Now, how do you submit the assignments? Well, for creating the instructional video, once you have, okay, so here's these, we'll click right there. And this is where we put it in. So what you do is you just click right in here. You put in the web link for the YouTube site where you stored your video. It should be www.youtube, blah, 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 blah. And then you click submit, and that allows me to grade it. All right. How about the wonderful invention? You're going to write it up, and it should be, like I said, half a page, 3/4 of a page. And let's go see that again. Wonderful inventions. We click right here. And since you'll be saving it as a Word document or a PDF, if you're using a Mac computer, sometimes when you use Word, it saves it as a dot pages. I don't use Mac computers, so I won't be able to open it or read it. So never submit something that's dot pages. Always save it as a Word document or a PDF. So once you have your Word document, you click on Browse and Local Files. You click on there. It allows you to select what you want to select. You put it in there and you hit submit, and then I'll be able to grade it. You'll do with the Greg Tan puzzles, you'll print them out, you'll solve the puzzles, and then you'll scan them. If you don't know how to scan using your phone, you can go to YouTube and say, how do I scan using my, if you have an Apple phone, my Apple phone, or if you have an Android, how do I scan using my Android? It'll show you. Most of the time, it'll store it into a file, and then as a PDF document, and then you just upload it there. All right, so I'll fix that Greg Tang link. All right, everybody. So let me stop my share. So now you know everything you need to know for this week. Obviously, when I'm in class next week, the following week, we'll be getting into a lot more meat and potatoes. But this is our first introductory week. We do not have a text for the course. And if you want to know what your grade is, you add up how many points you could have earned. Add up how many points you've earned and divide it by how many points you could have earned. That'll give you a decimal number. Multiply that by 100, and that'll give you your percentile. All right. Professor Ken, my cell phone number is in the syllabus. My email is in the syllabus. Please put them in your phone contacts. I welcome you to call me or text me at any time or send me an email. All right. This is Professor Ken signing off. Thank you.